I'm sure you've all been there. 1 minute you're being peppered with phone calls, the next you've been ghosted. You spent your weekend prepping for a presentation, then no one can spare you 2 minutes to give you feedback. You're told one thing about a role, then when you interview you find out it's completely different. Well, in this video I'll explain why these types of recruiters aren't just hugely frustrating, but they can be seriously damaging to your career. Hi, it's Emily Gregson here at Signature Career Management, where we help FMCG businesses build market-leading commercial teams. If you're new to us, don't forget to hit subscribe and make sure you click on the link in the comments below to follow our company page for up-to-date market insight, career advice, recruitment tips and general all-round good content. It's hard enough navigating the pitfalls of building a successful career without recruiters adding to the challenges when they should be in fact helping. But the over-reliance that businesses have on cost-focused contingency campaigns and the subsequent low standards has not just left recruiters being voted the 8th least trusted professionals in a recent survey by CV Library, but it's also resulted in candidates often getting the raw end of the deal. So in this video, I'll highlight 5 ways these types of recruiters are harming your career, why you should avoid them like the plague, and if you stick around until the end, I'll give you a useful tip for spotting them so you can avoid ever getting your fingers burnt again and instead focus your time on building a successful career. So let's get on with it. One of the issues that is systemic of cost-focused recruitment campaigns is the need to turn over high volumes of jobs with minimal effort to make this method of working financially viable. And often these types of recruiters are pitched against each other in a race to the bottom, so speed is of the essence. To compete, agencies will often farm CVs from multiple sources so that when they get a sniff of a job, they can send over as many CVs as quickly as possible to a hiring organisation in the belief that they can claim ownership of a candidate before their rivals do the same. There's no time for qualifying candidates or often even asking if they want to be submitted. So this method of recruitment is one of the biggest causes of outdated and unqualified CVs being sent to businesses. The problem for you is that often your most relevant experience is your most recent, so you may be getting overlooked for roles that you may actually be suitable for. On the flip side of this, quality-driven recruitment enables the consultancy to delve into the requirements of the hiring organisation and help you to tailor your CV and experience to the needs of the business. They'll be able to interview you in advance of submitting your details to further assess suitability and give you a chance to demonstrate your relevant experience, then present an executive summary that highlights this to the hiring managers. Consider the chances of getting an interview when being represented by a cost-focused recruiter compared to being represented by a quality-driven one. If you're looking to partake in a glut of interviews that are often irrelevant to you, cost-focused recruitment processes are for you. However, if you want to focus your energy on performing to the best of your ability in interview to improve your chances of landing your perfect job, give them a wide berth. As previously mentioned, cost-focused recruitment is driven by numbers. The more CVs recruiters can get across, the more chance of success they have, so be prepared for your CV to be flying across to vacancies left, right and centre, regardless of how suitable you are for them. The problem is though, that the more interviews you attend that aren't suitable for you, the less time you have to concentrate on the positions that are. The key to improving your chances at interviews is to avoid the bad recruiters and build a relationship with a good recruitment consultant so that they can understand your motivations, aspirations, attitudes and behaviours and then find the roles that are suitable for you. In a nutshell, bad recruiters improve their odds by getting as many candidates, as many interviews as possible, whereas quality-driven recruiters will do the spade work so that you can concentrate solely on demonstrating your ability to companies that are right for you. It's all very well getting an interview for your perfect job, but securing the role is a whole new ball game, and unfortunately the playing field isn't always level in a selection process. In budget-focused recruitment, once interviews are arranged, the role of the recruiter becomes limited, as stack 'em high, sell 'em cheap recruitment is all about speed and numbers, and once the introduction is made, the levels of support will be negligible. On the flip side of this, quality-led recruiters will have delved into the intricacies of the business and job opportunity, cultures, desired behaviours and attitudes, the interviews and the format it would take, and then they'll be able to help you prepare for the interview accordingly. The point isn't to allow an inferior candidate to get the job, but to enable a candidate to prepare so that they can demonstrate themselves in the best possible light to maximise their chance of success. Like anything in business, it's not always the best product or service that prevails, but often the one that is marketed the best. Bad recruiters may have a job fill rate of less than 20%, but make this financially viable by sending over twice as many candidates in half the time. However, quality-driven recruiters will have a fill rate of over 50%, even on their contingent campaigns. Both methods work for the recruiter, as they can make their numbers stack up, but in a nutshell, candidates who are represented by bad recruiters are less likely to be successful at the interview stage. The phrase ghosting may have risen to prominence in the dating world, but it is as prevalent as ever in the world of recruitment and is usually a symptom of when you're no longer of value if a bad recruiter has been representing you. With the cost focus of budget-led recruitment, it stands to reason that once you are no longer in a process, your potential to earn money for the recruiter is zero. As such, it suits no purpose for them to expend any more resources on you as an individual. So reaching out to a client for feedback on why you were unsuccessful and then relaying that information to you is time that could be better spent finding more jobs to try and fill. This may suit the needs of the recruiter, but it doesn't always allow you to learn where you have gone wrong and where you can improve for next time. A quality-driven recruiter that takes a relationship approach to building business rather than focusing on quick wins and low-hanging fruit will want to learn and adapt to leverage advantages for both the client and their candidates. From a client side, offering constructive advice for unsuccessful applicants promotes their employer brand in the marketplace, enabling them to more easily attract talent for future roles. From a candidate side, working with candidates to improve their interview style and providing feedback on what they can improve will only improve their chances of success next time round. In a nutshell, cost-focused recruitment is very much a transactional approach that capitalises on short-term gains, whereas quality-driven recruitment seeks to build relationships and provide long-term professional development for both clients and candidates. There are many additional hurdles you face when being represented by a cost-focused recruiter, but you would hope that if you conquer all of those challenges and are successful in the process, then it would be worth all of the effort. Unfortunately, this is not always the case, and if you end up taking up a role that isn't exactly as it was described to you, not only does it set you back in your career path, but it can have a detrimental effect on how your CV is perceived for future roles. The problem with transactional recruitment methods is that they are very sales driven and revenue targeted. Although it's imperative to sell opportunities into candidates to gain initial interest, relationship-led recruitment is reliant on candidates delivering long-term success for their clients. As such, extensive profiling of candidates and clients will be undertaken to ensure that there isn't just a skills match, but also an attitudinal and aspirational match. This is the only way to deliver long-term recruitment success for businesses and individuals alike. Not only will candidates gain a greater insight into what it will be like working for a business if they're successful with their application, but they can also expect greater impartiality if they're looking for advice as they move through the process. The flip side of this is that the sales-driven, cost-focused recruiters are constantly looking at opportunities to close the deal so they can hit their own revenue targets. Many of the techniques and triggers will not come to light until after you join the business, after which it's too late. In a nutshell, budget-focused recruitment is rewarded by short-term revenues, which can often conflict with the long-term aspirations of the candidate. Quality-driven recruitment seeks to build long-term relationships by ensuring the right people join the right businesses to help them deliver success. So how do you spot bad recruiters? Well, I'd hope this video has given you plenty of insight into how they operate, but a big litmus test for the type of recruiter who is contacting you for a job is detail. Detail is the enemy of bad recruiters because it takes up time, and time is money. Ask them lots of questions that you need the answers for in order to be able to make an informed decision about whether to apply for a role. And if they can't provide you with the information you need, you're probably wasting your time. So that's it for now. Hopefully you've learned something that can prevent you from making a costly mistake as you forge a successful career. But as ever, if you want to learn more, don't hesitate in getting in touch. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you follow our company page and make sure you look out for our next video.